Hi, and welcome to the Crit Hit Wild podcast, where we cover all things Marvel Crisis Protocol, and we cover a new character every week. This week, we're doing Bishop. He's new, everyone. And I'm your host, Fred.
I'm Brad, and this is my last episode of the podcast.
This is Brandon.
Now, why are you saying that, Brad?
Guild Ball's back, baby!
Oh my goodness!
I'm not actually. That's a joke for our listeners because Marvel is my favorite miniatures game of all time. But I am also excited that Guild Ball's back.
Yes. So, okay. First off, I kind of walked all over Brandon's intro. Sorry, Brandon.
I'm not that important. It's fine.
Lies. And Steven is out today because he has the con crud. He's not feeling great, so we're giving him a day off. But there is a piece of news that Brad has already referenced, and that is that there was a release from a different game company, Steam Forged Games, that they are going to start supporting Guild Ball again.
You can buy models, which is going to be a big difference from the last 2 years of that game when you could not buy models.
Mm-hmm. It is a... everyone who played and loved Guild Ball got a great big Christmas gift this January. So, if you are listening and you've never played Guild Ball, give it a shot. This might be I actually don't know if this is going to be a good time to hop back in. It's going to be a bunch of the tryhards immediately start playing again.
I think this will be a good time.
Okay.
I think it'll be good. No matter which area you're in, you can probably find somebody who's excited to play some Guild Ball.
Yeah. But Brandon, we're going to have to... Coming up one of these Thursdays, we're going to have to play a game of Guild Ball with you. And you're going to see why everyone loves it. Or you'll hate it. That's a distinct possibility.
I don't hate many things.
That's good. That's a good outlook.
Yeah. It's hard for me to hate something.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're super excited about. We're being me and Brad. But I guess we should go on and talk about Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff. So news-wise, of course, they dropped Bishop's card. So we're going to be covering him today. Otherwise, they officially announced Nightcrawler, but we already knew everything that he did. We've already seen his card. So we're still waiting on Iceman and Xavier for the X-Men release. So here's hoping that happens this week. I'm hoping to see someone this week.
I think we'll get one of them this week. I think they're doing it.
Do you think it'll be Xavier?
I think they're doing it by box. I don't know which one.
Okay.
I bet we'll know Tuesday.
I bet you're right. Okay. Well, let's talk about tournaments. So yesterday, Brad and Brandon, as well as Jared, the former host of this podcast, and Borka, a friend of the pod, all went up to a tournament in Pittsburgh at Fabricators Forge, and we will cover that shortly. Otherwise, there is a tournament coming up on February 10th, and oh no, I don't have it open. I thought I had it open. There's also one coming up March 9th at... Oh my goodness. It's in Akron. It's at the brewery in Akron,
It's February
Ohio.
10th. That one that you didn't have open in Medina, Ohio. That's near Akron. It's Sweets and Geeks.
Yep.
And then, March 9th. March 9th at the brewery in Akron.
Mm-hmm. I have already signed up for the March 9th tournament. Oh, and I should tell all of our listeners that March 9th tournament does require that you have a painted list. So
It does.
know that going in.
The ticket price also includes a drink ticket and lunch buffet. Just so you know when you're signing up.
Yep. All right.
I'm also
That is
already
what we
signed
know
up.
of. Yeah. Yes. That is what we know so far. And do you know if there's going to be a tournament in South Charleston this month?
Should be
Brad?
the 17th, February 17th.
Do you know if there's going to be a tournament in South Charleston?
There should be. I don't think the Guild Ball tournament's going to happen in February. So that will be on the 17th.
I was going to...
Yeah.
The 17th, yeah.
Yeah.
That was what it was going to be. We were going to replace it with Guild Ball if we could put it together that quickly, but we may not be able to.
Well, with the announcement, more people are willing to travel to the tournament, so I'm trying to schedule around people coming from out of town.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. That takes a little more planning.
We're all excited. Well, let's talk about games that we've played recently. Now, Brad and Brandon, obviously you two have recently been to a tournament. Tell me all about it. I want to hear all about what happened this tournament. Let's start with Brandon. Okay, let's start with Brad because Brandon has a mouthful.
All right, so we had tutors for breakfast. It was delicious.
It was delicious.
Josh drove, which I really appreciated because I'm usually the one that has to drive. Borka, I mean. So it was Borka, Jared, Brandon, and I. And I played X-Force. Jared played Guardians. Borka played Avengers. And Brandon, what did you play?
Criminal Syndicate.
And how was that? Was that stressful?
It's always stressful.
It's very stressful, apparently, to go stand on points and say, my guys count as 2, so I win this.
I didn't get to stand on points and say my guys count as 2.
We'll get to that in a minute, Brandon. So, first round, we did not get paired together, none of us, thanks to Bryce. And I played Nick.
Shout out to Bryce.
I played Nick Angelo, who's playing Inhumans. We played... I have this up for a reason. We played Mutant Extremists and Mutant Madmen. Hey, I just realized that makes me happy. 19 Threat. And Nick has moved a little further out and doesn't get to play as often. So he was a little cold. And so I'm glad I faced him first round. Because I won this game. 19-10. Cable and X-Force are scenario monsters. We played 3 rounds. We both scored 5 the first round. It was like 6-3 the second round. And then I scored... How many points is that? I scored 8 points to 0 the third round.
Holy guacamole.
Yeah. Well, then it had to have been... Maybe it was 8-2 or something. But I scored a lot of points the last round and then won the game. It was a ton of fun. Nick's always a great opponent. New Cable's great. Psylocke's great.
Did you play Wolverine?
I don't remember if I played Wolverine this game.
Okay.
I don't think you played Wolverine at all.
I did against you.
That's besides the one game.
But Jared played who, Brandon?
Josh Sinclair. He played the other Criminal Syndicate player.
Okay, and Jared won. Borka played Bryce, and Borka won. And Brandon, how'd your game go?
I played less. He was playing Mystique Brotherhood. We played Superpower Scoundrels, Paranoia. Um, my game was really close the entirety of the game. So there were a total of 11 possible points with the two things. I think it was 6-5 round one. It might have been then 6-5 round two. And him, and then 6-5. No. So going into round three, it was 11-10 me, and we each scored 5 points in round three, and it was over 16-15.
Oof.
Yeah,
That sounds brutal.
Yeah, no, Les is an absolutely amazing player, and playing him is always fun and enjoyable, but boy, is it just... The joke recently is that I said that playing CS was stressful. Playing Les is stressful because of just, like, you cannot make a mistake against him because he will capitalize and win. And so he had priority, and probably a scenario that he doesn't hate. I think he has both of them in his list, just like I do. So it was pretty good. We played the lower the points. We played 16. He played Juggernaut, Mystique, Pyro, Toad, and then Sam. I played. So this is news for Fred, who wasn't there and doesn't know that I made a last minute adjustment to my roster and played a model that he doesn't know about. So I was set up to play at 16 threat. I played Kingpin, Lizard, Black Cat, Crossbones, and then Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
Hey, Miles Morales.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
Miles single-handedly won me 2 games in this event. He's really good. Being able to spend 3 power to get him to drop the objective and then just get out. It's a change I've been wanting to try for a while, and the scenario came up twice. That is the specific threat value I want to play that at, is at 16, because I can play affiliated with both of my unaffiliated 3s, Miles and Lizard.
Okay.
So, yeah, round one was really good. It was a really great game. Les is an amazing player. I squeaked it out. So, and then Brad can tell you about round 2.
Yeah,
what
so
happened round 2?
There was, because all 4 of us went undefeated, and there was one other undefeated, and then there'd be a pair down. 2 of us had to play against each other, and that ended up me and Brandon.
Jared got the pair down.
Jared got the pair down 1. Borka won his game, and then Brandon and I had to play. And in any tournament, you have to get a little bit lucky to do well. And
Brad played this game amazingly. I've just been giving him shit that he got lucky. He played great.
Here's the thing, though. I won the roll and chose secures, and we got a pay to flip. 2 out of 3 of mine were pay to flips, but we got a pay to flip, which gave me a chance to win this game. If we get
only had 1 pay to flip. You only had 1 pay to flip.
Oh, I had Mutant Madmen.
No, you have Infinity Formula, Superpower Scoundrels, and Deadly Meteors.
Oh, I do have Superpowered Scoundrels. I have 1 pay to flip, and we drew it, and that gave me a chance to win this game.
Scoundrels.
Anything else, I lose.
Slightly. Those other 2 secures, I most likely win this match.
Yes, yeah. So, Brandon ends up playing Shadowland Daredevil Leadership, and
we played 16 threat. We had Paranoia Meteors.
Yes, Paranoia Meteors. I played Cable and Psylocke and Du Bois. And
I played Shadowland Daredevil, Hulk, Crossbones, Black Cat.
Oh,
I had an X-23 and a Wolverine in my list. That might be it. Just the 4 models.
Yeah, you had X-20. Yeah, you had 4. You
Uh,
each had 4.
I don't know that I ever made an attack against Hulk, which meant he never had enough power to do everything Brandon wanted. And he had to keep attacking Psylocke and not doing any damage and not getting any power for Hulk to do anything.
For the record, Psylocke had 1 health left at the end of round 3. So.
He did, and made an attack with Hulk, she lived, and an attack with Black Cat that she lived.
I threw 7 dice and 6 dice into her, and she survived and only needed 1 damage to go through.
wait.
Yep.
So you threw the 6 dice from Black. Oh, you only needed 1 damage. Okay.
Yes, I only needed 1 damage. And, you know, that was great.
The difference in that 1 damage was astronomical.
Cable was also, he was on his healthy side, but he had 1 damage left for like 2 whole turns.
Him and Black Cat just sat over on the other
Yeah.
end and just lived their worst lives.
Yeah.
No, he healed 1, so he had 1 left, healed it, didn't kill Black Cat. Black Cat dealt 1 damage, staggered him,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and then the next turn he attacked her, didn't kill her.
Yeah, I needed to do
And
1
then-
damage to Black Cat so that I didn't have to roll any more dice or do anything, and I failed. So,
Yeah.
and I also forgot my throw, or I would have had a. Oh, you still had brace at that point. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a fun
The-
game. It was very close.
Shadowland died.
Shadowland
Wolverine died.
got shit on by Psylocke.
Shadowland was the only one that, yeah, he was the only one that was injured. Everyone else was healthy on my side. The final was 17-13. If I do 1 damage to Psylocke, it is 13-15, and he has X-23 injured and Cable with 1 health left.
Yeah, it's not a good place.
And I have a Hulk.
A Hulk that's
with
already
2
over there
damage on
by
it.
Hulk's already over there
Yeah.
by X-23. Like,
Yeah, Hulk has
it's rough.
2 damage on him. You dazed Crossbones that round, so Crossbones would have
Yeah.
been coming back healthy, and Black Cat was kind of in the middle of no man's land
Yeah,
with 1 damage on her. So it would have been. I think it would have been safe to say that that would have been if it would have went to another round, which it didn't, so it doesn't matter. But it would have been. It would have been stressful for Brad.
yeah,
In the
very,
next round.
very, very. So that means the 3 undefeateds at this point are all Charleston locals. So 2 of us are going to have to play each other, and 1 gets paired down. So maybe they get to play with someone who is not in the car that came up together.
I'm guessing that didn't happen.
So I play Jared, and Borka gets paired down. And Brandon, do you remember who his opponent was?
Yeah, I do. It was me. I got the pair up. He played me. So
Yeah, you know, there's a bunch of 1-on-1s that he could have played. Play Brandon.
played me. Played me.
Sometimes
So
it's like that.
I'll talk a little bit about my game first, because Brandon's could end the tournament. And we'll talk about that in a second. So I played Jared. We had Paranoia and Demons Downtown, which I didn't really want to see Demons Downtown. Spoiler, that was really good for me. Anyway, and so it was either 19 or 16, and I looked at his list and went, I think 16 is going to be really awkward for him. So I picked 16, and Jared took forever to pick his list. I knew exactly what he was going to pick. He played a point down.
And they still finished before me and Borka.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
played a point down.
He played a
Wait,
point down.
Oh, hold on. I know what is what he played.
what you
Quill,
think.
Cosmic Ghost Rider, Hulk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Isn't
Ugh,
that
I hate it.
disgusting?
I hate it.
Okay. I played
Disgusting.
Cable, Domino, Psylocke, Colossus because I knew that was the decision he was going to make.
Okay.
My dominoes picked up off the table turn 2.
Oh no. Oh no.
She
Who did
was
it? Was it
she
Hulk
was
or
is Cosmic Ghost Rider because she was out
Okay.
in the middle of nowhere and he just chased her down. Dazed her the
I
first
mean,
turn.
that's a 6-point chasing down a 3-point.
It is, Fred.
Yeah.
He dazed her first turn, killed her first activation, second turn. However, and then he had Hulk on the middle point, who got incinerated. So what that let me do was put all of Colossus's and Cable's attacks into Hulk. And boy, this is the best Cable has ever done. He destroyed his Hulk.
I mean, is energy his weakest defense? I think it is.
It is, yeah.
4-3-3.
I think it's 4-3-3.
Yeah. It's 4-3-3.
Colossus maybe did a couple damage, 1 or 2. When Cable was done with him, it was 2 activations, but when Cable was done with him, he had 18 damage on him.
Oh no! What? Holy crap!
I was throwing
Wow.
I was throwing so much at him. I couldn't even use my re-rolls because every time I rolled dice, all of them counted. He was rolling like no defense. And Psylocke had made her way over to his abandoned demon, like on his side. There's a big piece
His
of
rear
train
point.
in the way, blocking line of sight. But she walks out, well, with her short move. She paid 2 power to walk short. And I'm like, I'll just throw a 4-die attack at Hulk. And if I get 2 damage, like he's off the table, and then I can move back onto the point. That'd be great, right? I get 2 hits. He rolls his dice. He gets 2 blocks.
Yeah.
I don't get my pursuit trigger. So I can't even move from where I'm at. So I either have to move onto the point in front of me, which is Cosmic Ghost Rider was on, no token. So he was winning that point. Or I move back and get my point. So I prevent him getting a point, or I get my point. Or I roll dice again and hope I get Hulk, because that's a big swing for me. So I rolled dice again, and I got like 4 hits, and he got no blocks. And I told him to pick his Hulk up, and I got my pursuit trigger, so I couldn't move back. So I had to move on the point, keep him from getting a point. And then from there, it's easy money. I win the game.
So was this round? What round was this? Was this round 2 or 3?
4.
Oh, 4. That makes more sense.
Yeah. This is by round
3.
Well, round 3 is when Hulk died. Round 4,
Okay.
we play out, and I get enough points. Because he still has a Cosmic Ghost Rider that he can do stuff with. But he goes with Cosmic Ghost Rider, fails to get Cable, fails to kill Cable, does like, I don't know, 4 of his 5 health or something like that. And then Cable dazes Star-Lord, and he doesn't have another activation. And I could put Colossus with a move within range 2 of Cable and on the middle demon, and that was 5 points because I had 2 demons, I had 2 paranoias, and then I got the extra point. And I needed the extra point because that got me to 16. And I win the game. And
well,
then
I'm glad you beat that list, because that. No.
Then I sit there and wonder if I'm going to have to play another round against Borka.
I'm glad you beat that list, because that that list is apparently, well,
it
never mind.
was both
hate that
sides of the LVO final.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is it was
Yeah.
both sides of the LVO final, and I hate that. I hate that that's the case.
It was.
That sucks.
Just play X-Force. X-Force can kill a Hulk, no problem. Brandon, how'd your game go?
I played in the game that decided if we got to go home or if we got to play another round. I played Borka. I think it was my secures, his extracts, and we played. It was Deadly Legacy Virus, Infinity Formula. We played 17 Threat. So I played Kingpin, Shadowland, Daredevil, and then I played Black Cat, Miles, Crossbones. He played Hulk, Hulkbuster, Luke Cage, Black Widow.
Whoa!
So he used Hulkbuster's leadership in this game. I used Kingpin's.
What is happening? That's a wild list.
It was a wild list. It works out because it's basically a B, and with Eyes in the Sky or Eyes on the Prize with Hulkbuster, you can move up, take the point or take the middle objective, and then move to the other side. So he basically positioned Hulk on one side, Hulkbuster on the other side. I had Kingpin and Shadowland Daredevil on the left, and then on the right was Miles, Black Cat, and Crossbones. Crossbones was the only one in an awkward situation, because Miles was always right in front of Hulk, and Crossbones could not make his beam attack without damaging Miles. So for 2 rounds in a row, he just kind of sat there and didn't do much. But I mostly just tried to withstand the attacks from Hulkbuster. Went more into Luke Cage and Black Widow. And then on the other side, I just tried to stagger Hulk, then try to prevent, the most damage that I could. I kept stealing the object every time Hulk had an objective. I kept stealing it from him with either Black Cat or Miles. Was securing most of the points. The game ended at the end of round 4, 16-12. Legacy Viruses, nobody had all 3. I had 2 at the end of the game on Black Cat, but I didn't have the other one was on Hulkbuster, so I wasn't getting that anytime soon. So we just kind of played full scenario, tried to not allow the attrition to happen, try to keep my guys kind of away. I spent a couple turns just kind of moving characters away from other people, like jumping back and forth between the 2 Bs, making sure I got both of them, but just kind of moving characters. Prevent him making him have to do stuff and spend power and resources and actions, not getting to just attack. And I was able to come out victorious, and we did not play a 4th round.
All right. You won your game against Hulkbuster. Well, it sounds like that was... So, wait,
yeah.
That's
not underestimate that. Hulk vs. Hulkbuster was a miserable.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. That's nuts. I hate these double tall lists. I mean, they're effective. I'm not saying that people shouldn't play them. I'm just saying it seems like a crazy thing to have to be up against.
Yeah.
So that would mean that Brad won the tournament, correct?
Brad did win the tournament.
Well, congratulations, Brad. Well done, good sir.
Yep. No congratulations to second place.
Well, you are the first loser.
I said no
Congratulations, Brandon.
No, I want no congratulations. I said no congratulations.
Congratulations on second place, Brandon. It was
Ow.
a hell of a slog. You've played against Les. You lost against the winner, and you played Borka. Everyone you played was very good.
Me and Brad both went through a gauntlet in this event.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brad reigned supreme, but there were definitely. And to be fair, Borka also had a really rough. He played some really good people too. So Jared's the only one that cakewalked his way in.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
He played 3 scrubs.
Including the one at the final table.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys showed up, and I'm glad you guys represented well.
You know how we do.
And congratulations, Brad.
Thank you.
Well done.
I like going up to
Brad.
Pittsburgh and taking their money. This is
All right,
This
Brad.
is 2 in a row for me, by the way, in Pittsburgh.
On Fabricators Forge tournaments.
Yeah.
Going up and winning.
Yeah.
Did they ever?
You are breaking up, Fred, so
Oh, did I break up? Can you hear me now?
yes.
Someone else talk.
I am talking.
I'm here. Yeah,
I'm talking. What are we doing, Fred?
I think Fred's got to fix his mic real quick.
Oh, okay.
We
We
had
had
a
a
quiz, Fred, on the most played character, Team Tactics card, and Crises.
while we're waiting for Fred, how was dinner?
Dinner was great.
Dinner was real good, right?
Dinner.
What did you have?
we had Denny's.
Denny's.
Yum, Denny's.
That's the second time I've ever had Denny's.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, it's weird, right?
That is weird. Denny's is like an American staple.
We all thought he was weird too.
It was really good.
Yeah, Denny's is not bad. There's a reason it's everywhere.
But I feel like
Except
it's
for in West
not.
Virginia. There's like one in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere that's not West Virginia.
Like, I feel like I see Cracker Barrel everywhere. And Bob Evans. And
Also, just for clarification, we did go up to Fabricators Forge. We finished first, second, third, and sixth.
Well done, everyone.
hey, quiz time, Fred.
Quiz time.
Fred, most played character in the tournament.
Most played character Hulk.
Correct.
Oh God, I hate it.
6 Hulks. There were 6
Six Hulks?
11
Yep.
players, by the way.
11
Ugh.
players. 6 Hulks.
Gross.
The most played tactics card.
Brace.
9 or 10 of the 11 people played Brace.
And the one wrong person is you, right?
No, Les did not play Brace.
Les did not play Brace. Oh, that's okay.
He plays Deception and Sacrifice.
Oh yeah, he has to play Deception if he's doing Mystique. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then the most played Crisis card.
Fear Grips.
2 people played Fear Grips.
Who?
2.
So I like this. Fear Grips is falling. Is it Paranoia?
Paranoia
No,
was second with 5 people.
Is it Demons Downtown?
Demons was 5th with 4 people.
Oh, okay.
It is a secure.
Hyper. It isn't secure.
Is it Gamma?
No. Gamma was 3 people played Gamma.
Is it Superpowered Scoundrels?
Nope. Tied for 3rd with Demons.
Okay, help me out. What was it then?
It was what I played in me and Borka's match.
Oh, I don't remember off the top of my head what you said.
Infinity Formula.
Infinity. Wait. Oh, I thought you said it was a secure.
Infinity Formula is a secure, Fred.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is Infinity Formula. I get Infinity Formula and Deadly Legacy Virus mixed up. My mistake. Infinity Formula. I like Infinity Formula. It's not bad. It's a surprising pick.
Not really. It gives out power, and then you can do your cool stuff.
Yeah, it also gives your opponent power. I mean, I like it. It's not bad. It's just okay. Is that the entire?
Yep, I have no more quizzes. Nothing else is
Okay.
super out of the ordinary. Everything else was pretty much on the money.
Okay.
Except for, I do want to point out that I think Sacrifice is coming. I think Sacrifice is solely making its way into like the second most played restricted card.
Yeah, it's overtaking like patch up. I don't know what I think you're right.
Indomitable patch up and advanced
Indomitable.
R&D.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Disarm in a long time.
Right. Okay. Well, I played a few games on Thursday. I'm not gonna go through it all. I played 3 games. I lost all 3. I played against Borka. I was trying out MODOK 2 in my list. MODOK Scientist Supreme, and I really like him. I think he fits with what I want to do, and when I want to go super attrition, I can flex into Criminal Syndicate leadership because I have enough crossover there to be able to do it. But I was playing with him I don't know how to use him yet, and I lost every game.
And yelled at the person trying to help him play him.
I did. I shouted at you so many times, Brandon. I got this, and then I screw it up. But yeah, I lost against Borka in my first game, and I played Brandon twice and lost both games. The second one was, I feel like it could have gone my way had I done some stuff differently, had I played smarter. But I
didn't. Sam list against Sam.
No, that one you crushed me. You crushed me. The Syndicate list.
I think the Sam list could have went differently. I think you were just really overwhelmed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's how it goes when you're up against Sam.
Yeah, I played really wide,
there's
and
too many people.
yeah, I was playing really wide, and it was really just. I also don't think you thought that's what I was going to play either. So it was like,
oh no, I did not think that was what I was going to be up against.
Yeah,
I was not prepared.
Yeah, and the second game was Syndicate. I played Syndicate.
Yeah. The second game, it was Hulk v Hulk. So we both had 4 models, and
I played Shadowlands leadership on that one too, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. It was my Hulk versus your Hulk, and we both had Bullseye, and then you had Daredevil and one other model, and I had MODOK and one other model. I think Rhino. And you won, but it was close. But that's it. That's all the games that I've played recently.
I played 7 games this week.
You're always racking them up. You're getting so many reps.
I do play lots. I try to play lots of games. It's
That's
really
what
fun
it
game.
takes to get second place in tournaments.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fred. Funny story. Borka lied to you.
Oh, how so?
He did lie to you.
He did lie to you. What did he say about his Avengers list before he went to the tournament?
I don't remember. What did he say?
Win, lose, no matter what happens, he's done playing the list. He's going to play something else.
Oh, and then he played his Avengers list.
No, and he's going to still play his Avengers list.
Yeah, because it's good and he's having fun with it. There's nothing wrong with that. Good for him. I'm glad he's playing it. I'm glad he's enjoying.
He told us on the way up
I said
that this was the last time he was going to play the list. And then on
then
the way
he's-
back, out of nowhere, he goes, well, if I change these 2 models to these 2 models, I think that might fix my problem.
Mm-hmm. You gotta. Well, I mean, he's working out what it takes to fine tune this list into an effective thing. That's sometimes reps with a list aren't a bad thing.
They are not.
Yeah.
That's why
No one told him he should stop playing the list. He's the only one that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just him. That's
right.
why I got all those reps with my X-Force before the tournament.
Yeah. Wait. You did. Are you saying that sarcastically because you have been playing a different thing a lot, or are you saying that truthfully because you did play with your X-Force list relatively recently?
Fred, the
Last Saturday with the
the only games with X-Force I have had since they changed most of the models have been in tournaments. I have played
I know
5
that
games.
is not true because you played against me once. You
I'm pretty sure
definitely
it was in the
played Cable
tournament.
into me.
That
at
was
one
a
point.
tournament, Fred.
Oh, was that a tournament?
That was a scramble.
Okay. Oh
No.
yeah, you're right. You're right. That was a scramble. Well, I think that's everything that we have to say about those tournaments and the games that we've played recently. Is there anything
Oh,
the guy that we're here to cover today? I think we're ready. All right. So the person we're here to cover today is Bishop, otherwise known as Lucas Bishop. He is 3 physical defense, 4 energy defense, and 3 mystic. He has 6 health on his front side and only 5 on his back side. He has 4. His threat value is 4. He is size 2, and he moves medium. And he is on a medium base, correct?
pretty sure, like 98% sure.
Yeah, we think he's on a medium base. So a medium move on a medium base is very good. Hey, Brad, why don't you cover his attacks?
All right. His first attack is XSE Blaster. It is energy, range 4, 5 dice, cost 0, gain power equal to damage dealt. And after the attack is resolved, if target character is within range 3, it gains Incinerate. And then physical return with interest. It's area 2, 7 dice, cost 5. When you choose the attack, before choosing the target, you decide whether it's going to be physical, energy, or mystic. When the attack is chosen during the pay power cost step, you can spend up to 3 additional power. You get a die for each power spent. It has wild. After this attack is resolved, this character pushes the target character away short. The target character also gains the slow special condition.
Okay. And Brandon, why don't you finish out everything else that's on the card?
I'll be honest. Where do we leave off?
It's absorbed energy conversion, his superpower.
That and everything else? Or
Yeah.
you already read that? Absorbed energy conversion is 3 power. It is a choose an interactive terrain feature or enemy character, both size 4 or less, within 2 and throw it medium. So once per turn. He has a static mutant energy absorption. When this character is defending against an attack for each wild in the defense roll, it can change one of the attacker's hit crits wilds into a blank, and he gains a power for each die changed this way. He has an overload static ability that at the start of the power phase, if this character has 8 or more power, it suffers 1 damage, and then he is immune to incinerate, poison, and stun.
All right. And I believe that he is unchanged on his backside, except he loses 1 stamina. So I'm going to kick it over to Brad, because I believe that Brad played him relatively recently. Like, he put him on the table, or at least a proxied model of him.
Well, yeah,
So
I put
what
a
do you
3D
think?
print. I played him in 2 games on Thursday. I did not expect to say this about Bishop, but I am very excited for this model release. I think he is great. I think he's great in X-Force. I think he's great in X-Men, where I played him. I mean, the attack that gives Incinerate's good. And even better is the size 4 throw terrain or character. That's so good.
That's wild. He's just got a size 4. He can throw Hulk into your opponent's forces.
He did throw Rhino around a whole bunch.
And throw medium.
It is throw medium.
So far.
It's a very far. He was so much fun to play. In theory, his defensive tech is also really good. I did not roll a single wild on any defensive roll.
Yeah, that happens. But it's great.
It is.
There's so many people who... Yeah, there's so many characters that have that effect on just like energy attacks or mystic attacks, but this is against every type of attack. This is when he's defending.
It sure is, and it turns off triggers. It means less damage. Like, it's amazing.
It's very, very good. Did Overload ever come up
Nope.
in your game? Yeah, I don't think it comes up. Like, it would have to be the turn he gets flipped.
And I had like 6 or 7 health. I mean 6 or 7 power on him.
Yeah. You're right. So it wouldn't even come, and it's during the start of the power phase.
Yeah.
So it would not count the one that he gets during the power phase.
Yeah.
So if he gets to 8, he's fine. It's only if he's 8 at the beginning that he takes that extra damage. I think he's really solid. Like, he is 4 points. And aside from that defensive tech, I do think he's a little on the fragile side. With 3 physical defense and 6 health. But, I mean, he has defensive tech. And he, unless he's going in for his return with interest spender, he's going to be relatively far away. Actually, I don't know. He may be right up in the middle of the fight with wanting to throw models.
Well,
I'm not sure.
Yes and no. So the first couple times I got to throw a character, it was because they had come into me, and so I threw him away or threw train at him. And then in the second game, there was a time where he moved up, threw somebody, and then made an attack. And he left Rhino at 1 and dazed Bill. It was real good.
God, his throw makes no sense.
Yeah, it's nuts. His throw is bananas.
Well, what you have to remember is if you read the comics, then you'll see that he never ever throws anything ever, and that's a really weird power for him to have. But I'm not complaining.
Me either.
It's really good.
I think
These characters are fully understanding why Storm got nerfed, though.
Yeah, the power of the faction has gone up.
Yeah. If Storm still had her original leadership, like, it'd be so not okay.
Yeah. You know what's really great about Bishop? Normally, to get a size 4 throw, you have to put a big guy down who, if they have a size 4 throw, it's very dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Bishop's size 2. Who cares if he gets thrown around?
Right. Right.
That was always he has the same throw that Bill has, and like they both have that same. Well, you know, they've got 4. They're size 2s throwing size 4s.
Yeah. Bishop throws a Hulk. Hulk throws Bishop. One of those is a lot more dangerous than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever use his spender?
Nope.
Yeah. It is expensive, and I could see it doing an unbelievable amount of damage, but you have to have 8 power on you to get like the most out of it that you can, which seems a very steep cost.
It's definitely going to come up when you get scenarios like Gamma. If you can activate him last on Gamma in the center and push everybody away to take extra damage, it's going to be relevant.
That would be good.
And just do an area 2 10 dice attack against everyone.
Yeah, and you get to choose the attack type. It's going to be a really good attack. You're not going to do it a ton, but you're going to feel it when you do it. Even for 5 power at 7 dice can be backbreaking.
Yeah.
It's a decent attack.
And
he
yes, it is.
He just never had enough power to do that when a throw of a size 4 character was potentially better.
Listen, if Jared would have just taken Rhino to the other side of the board like I told him to,
then Psylocke chases him down, because Psylocke's also amazing.
and we don't get to sit and hear about how you just sit there and throw Rhino with Bishop over and over again.
I've got a question. I've got a question here. For an area attack that you get to pick the attack type, do you pick it for each individual attack?
I am.
Are you guys still there?
I am not
100%
sure, Fred, but I believe you get to pick per character.
Okay.
But that
sounds amazing.
I would think it was the other way. Because it says when this attack is chosen, so you're choosing the area attack. You're putting the power. It says before choosing a target.
Before choosing a target. So I believe that when there is an area attack, there are multiple choose a target steps. Because you choose, like, they all technically get targeted, but you choose a target, you choose a target, you choose a target. I don't know, though. Then that's not going to be answered for like another month.
Right.
Yeah, because if you can choose like each of them, you're doing the spender a whole lot more.
Yep.
Because that's just going to be scenarios where you can just wipe out teams real easily. Well, you still got to roll dice, but...
You do.
If you can hit... You're playing Fred, you can hit Venom for energy, Rhino for Mystic, you know, so forth and so on. It could be backbreaking. Bishop was the one X-Men coming out in this one I was really excited about, so I'm also just excited that he's super good.
He is good.
Yeah. I mean, let's be frank. Almost all of the X-Men that we know of are very good. Like, in this upcoming X-Men drop. Shadowcat is amazing.
Fred.
Oh, yeah?
Do you know who the worst X-Men character we're getting is?
Who?
Nightcrawler. And if Nightcrawler is the worst one...
Well, we don't know what Iceman or Xavier do yet.
I know, but so far, if it turns out that Nightcrawler is the worst one, this is like the best possible release for X-Men fans. Because Nightcrawler is good.
Yeah.
Not for fans of the game, because we got to deal with all the X-Men fans.
I love X-Men fans. You guys are my people.
I just need to get... We only have 2 more X-Men that we have to listen to Brad talk about.
This time?
Until they have another major drop.
Yeah.
Until they have until like a month from now when they have another big drop.
Yeah, there's so many X-Men that they still haven't covered. It's like the densest population of of characters in the Marvel universe.
There are whole teams of mutants that aren't in the game yet.
Yeah.
That are not X-Men.
We should start a petition for them to stop printing X-Men characters.
They're never going to do that. X-Men is historically their number 2 most profitable IP. Sometimes it was number 1, like in the 90s, but overall, number 2.
Well, let's talk about Bishop's letter grade. I feel like we're all pretty up on him. I think he's really solid. I think he's like above solid. I'm tempted. I'm gonna give him. I'm tempted to give him an A minus. I'm worried that's a little too high, but I'm gonna give him an A minus. That's what I'm gonna do because he seems like he's incredible.
Fred
having a size 4 throw.
Fred, you are crazy. He's an A.
Okay.
Fred's A minus will be the lowest score he gets.
Okay. What are you giving him, Brandon?
I give him an A. I think I'm tempted to give him an A plus.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think he's gonna be splashed at a point similar. I don't think it'll be as much as Beta Ray Bill, but I think it's gonna be really similar to Beta Ray Bill. The range 4 5 dice attack within 3 auto incinerating so good. The spinder's really good, and then the size 4 throw on a medium base with a medium move. He's gonna be really
and if
good.
you can roll some wilds,
yeah.
I don't think he'll be splashed as much as Bill for one very important reason, Brandon.
Because Bill exists?
No, because he doesn't start with 2 power, so he can't eyes on the prize the first turn.
Yeah. I like that's gonna be a big thing.
However, in X-Men he can eyes on the prize.
Yep.
Yeah, because he can do whatever that thing is called.
First class.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're A and A minus. I mean, we're up on this guy. This guy's good. He's going to be a big impact on the meta, I think.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of them. X-Force already being in such a good spot, X-Force is going to be everywhere when this model is released.
Mm-hmm.
To a point where even though Brad's playing X-Force, I have been working on X-Force lists for a long time at this point, and I fully plan on working on getting some of those models painted. That way I can play some X-Force and not feel bad about playing a bunch of gray models.
Ooh. So right now there is only one leader in X-Force, correct? It's just Cable?
Yes.
Do you think that one of these kits is going to have a card-based leadership for X-Force? No?
No.
Okay.
I have said that I hope that it happens.
I don't think
I hope Bishop's card is.
Yeah, because we still don't know what Bishop's cards are. We don't know what they do. What his tactics cards, I should clarify. I guess we'll find out, and we'll keep you updated when we learn, everybody.
Yep.
Brad, do you have any comic books that feature Bishop?
I do. I had to, pick and choose.
Because there were so many.
Yeah. Well, he's in a lot of comics. So the first one I'm going to recommend is called Bishop's Crossing. It's Uncanny X-Men 282 through 288 and X-Men number 8. There's quite a few creators on this because it was I don't know, there's a lot of turnover going on at the time. But the big ones are Jim Lee and Whilce Portacio are the 2 big ones they're working on every one of these issues. So Bishop follows some escaped mutant supervillains who go back in time to the 90s, and Bishop follows them back, and he meets the X-Men, which he has grown up on stories of, and they're not quite what he expected them to be. And his brain's a little jumbled up, but he definitely remembers that one of them is a traitor and gets the X-Men destroyed. But he doesn't remember who.
no.
Yeah, he doesn't remember who. So
One would think that would be the most important thing that he could possibly remember. How did you mess this up, Bishop? How did you mess this up?
So Fred, next time you travel through time, I'm going to ask you who I don't know, what was the name of the witch in Hansel and Gretel? And you're going to be like, I don't know, I don't remember, that's a fairy tale.
You're right, I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, and so I mean, they're basically a fairy tale to him. He's far enough in the future that he has just heard stories. Or
he could also just be wrong. Like that could just be like the way that stories evolve and change over time through the game of telephone. Maybe there was just the storyteller came up with an interesting way that the X-Men failed to win that was not that they just couldn't do it.
That's true. That's true.
I'm putting way too much thought into this story.
Unfortunately for the X-Men, Bishop is right. Read the story. Next, New X-Men 139 through 141. This story is called Murder at the Mansion. This is by Grant Morrison and Phil Jimenez. And it's about there being a murder at the Xavier Mansion. Emma Frost is in diamond form and gets shot at her weak point and shatters. And they know who pulled the trigger, but they don't know who had control of that person to make it happen or why she was killed. Maybe it was Jean after she walked in on the Emma and Cyclops, her husband, having a psychic affair. Maybe it's all the other people who hate Emma Frost. Well, Bishop and Sage, who has a computer brain, are called in to investigate and figure out who's responsible and why.
Is it because they are the only ones who could not have done it?
They definitely could not have done it. They're not the only ones.
Okay.
But, I mean...
It's like a locked door mystery, and they're trying to figure it out.
It is kind of. Yeah, it's a weird locked door mystery because it's not... They know who pulled the trigger. They just have to...
It's an X-Men take on a locked door
mystery. It very much is. But Bishop was a future cop, and Sage has a computer brain. They're pretty good at investigating, and they do solve the murder. So,
spoilers, or wait, they solve it, but we don't know if it's actually
of course they solve it, Fred. Have you ever read a detective story where that gets to the end of the movie, the book, the story, whatever, and the detective goes, "I don't know," and then the story ends? It never happens.
Now, in Murder on the Orient Express, he does find out who did it, but he tells everyone, I don't know, because, well, let's not spoil the Murder on the Orient Express. No,
let's not. I really hope Knives Out 3 ends that way.
Oh, me too.
That he goes, I don't know, and then just goes away, just walks off. Okay.
I don't know, because I'm from Louisiana.
Yeah. The last one I'm going to recommend today is a series called Cable from 2008. It's Dwayne Straczynski and Ariel Olivetti. And I don't know if you know about M-Day, the decimation, Fred, but
Nope.
Scarlet Witch goes crazy and says no more mutants, and gets rid of all the mutants except 198 of them, and no more are being born. Until one...
Holy crap, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. See,
she genocides.
What's really interesting about being an X-Men fan is that in all the stories that you read as an X-Men fan, Scarlet Witch is a bad guy. But if you read Avengers stories, she's a good guy.
She wasn't written much as a good guy before, like, the movies, was she?
Yes, she was. She was an Avengers member for 30 years.
Yeah, but nobody read Avengers.
That's true. Anyway, a mutant baby is born in Alaska. Her parents are very quickly killed, and the X-Men go to try to save this baby because she's important. Well, most of them. Bishop remembers that this baby is the start of things going downhill and leading to his awful future. So he's going to go kill the baby.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Cable takes baby that he eventually names Hope into the future. Bishop chases him and kills timelines off trying to kill this baby. In this story, Bishop is the bad guy. If you read this story, you may not be a Bishop fan anymore. Just a warning. He does.
He is trying to murder a baby
and kills off entire timelines.
Well, it's the would you kill baby Hitler thing. Like
it is.
This is baby Hitler.
This is baby Hitler to him. Anyway, this story has beautiful art and a bald bishop. So if you're wondering where that bald head that comes in the set comes from, this is where. My X-Force bishop's going to be bald. And a surprise bonus, because I cut it from the list and now I'm regretting it. There's a series called Bishop the Last X-Man, in which Bishop ends up in the future, alternate universe. Who really knows? But he meets some people who've kind of heard of the X-Men, and it's like a weird kind of post-apocalyptic fantasy type story that's really good and weird, and I don't know who made it, but it's good and you should read it.
Okay. It's good and weird.
It's good and weird.
The best kind of comic.
I think so.
I agree. Well, Brandon, I'm going to throw it over to you. What affiliation do you think could really use a bishop in it?
I'll give you a guess.
Is it Criminal Syndicate?
It is a Criminal Syndicate list.
Is it MODOK Scientist Supreme?
It is MODOK Scientist Supreme.
So that he can get even more work out of those wilds on the defense.
He's fixing them defensive wilds, baby.
Yeah, baby. And he's got a size 4 throw, which every single list in the game could use.
Yeah. MODOK allows you, if you have a wild in your roll, you can change one of your dice to a hit or a shield, depending if you're attacking or defending. Your wild changing their hit to a blank and your blank to a shield is going to be something that is super, super good.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's the only ability we currently have as a leadership that can change defensive dice specifically to like specific things.
Huh.
I think. I could be wrong. I can't think of another leadership that changes defensive dice specifically to
other. I can't either.
Other
you can re-roll them, but I can't think of
lots of abilities to re-roll, but I don't think anything specifically changes like a defensive dice to something.
Yeah, I think you're
right. Most of them are all offensively. So I think that specifically will allow Bishop to just being able to like prevent damage, and it's going to be really, really good in that scenario. He'll be good pretty much anywhere that you want to play him. He's going to be a staple in X Force, probably Uncanny X-Men as well, and anywhere that having a size 4 character throw is just disgusting, and you have to have one at this point where the meta is. It didn't feel good. I did not have one in my list. I had one in my list, but it was on a Hulk. So like I normally used to having one on a 4-pointer. Not having one put me in some weird situations that I thankfully didn't have to come up against, but are not. It makes it really scenarios really bad. So MODOK, Scientist Supreme, or as Fred likes to call him, MODOK 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Exactly. Thank you.
He is. I think he'll be a really good fit in that. To just sit back, and then you just have a lot of ranged attacks, so you can play bees and just sit on back points. It'll be a really good time. Bishop's going to be pretty much everywhere. I think he's going to see a lot of play.
I think you're right. All right, so the only thing that's left is my non sequitur recommendation. So I don't know much about Bishop at all, like nothing at all, if I'm to be perfectly honest. So I'm just gonna go with what I'm watching recently, and there is a new animated show. It's an animated musical show that is on Amazon Prime right now. It's called The Has-Been Hotel, and it is excellent. It is about a person who wants to start a hotel to help redeem souls that are in hell, and the tribulations that occur in that process. It is a musical, so there are songs in every single episode, and they are excellent, and I love this show. It's actually very, very good and very well produced. It is a hard R. Just as a warning, don't take the fact that it is animated as a sign that it is, safe for children to watch or safe to watch at work. It is a hard R of a show, but it is excellent, and I think that everyone should watch. That is The Has-Been Hotel on Amazon Prime. And that will do it for us today. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. Thanks for talking about all this stuff, Brad and Brandon. We do still plan on talking to Steven about LVO. We'll talk to him next week about what occurred there. And until
he's
then,
healthy and ready.
Yeah. Until then, I will see everybody next time.